One thing we've talked a lot about this year, obviously, the mental toughness that goes into it, and the resiliency that goes into it. And tonight's another example. Third game in 4 nights, second night of a back-to-back. With the time changes, you're not getting to bed until 4 a.m. last night. So, do we have enough mental toughness and resiliency to bounce back and not use that as an excuse and try to bounce back from a tough loss in Houston?
These guys are good at rebounding, particularly offensive rebounding. What have you told your team about securing the defensive glass?
To your point, they're 28th in field goal percentage. They're 29th at the foul line. So free throw box, that will be important. But just rebounding in general. Third in offensive rebounds, third and second chance points. When the shot goes up, we have to have a hit-first mentality. One thing no matter who's playing for the Heat, they're going to play a very hard style, very physical, very aggressive. And we have to not only match that, second night of back-to-back, we have to exceed that. So hit-first mentality, it can't be on just our bigs because their smalls are crashing as well. So 1 through 5 truly have to gain rebound tonight.
Have you gotten an update on Gary and his status?
I have not. I know that he was getting loose to go on the court to warm up. Once he's done with his warm-up, they'll let me know if he's a go or not.
Final one from me. They play a little zone. Most teams don't. How much of a concern is that?
Not a concern. Obviously, more teams are doing that. Spo's doing it here. Fisdale, New York is doing it. Obviously, Carlisle always has that in his pocket to go to. We talked to our team about it. We know that they're going to go to it at some point. The biggest thing that happens when teams go zone is teams panic. You call a play, the players look at the bench. Oh my gosh, they're in a zone. I don't care what they're in. Let them play triangle and 2. Run the offense, set screens, and move the ball, and that will generate the open shots. Now it's a matter of just stepping up and knocking down those open shots.
Coach, how important is it to get going, Hernán Gomez, the way he was earlier in the season?
Yeah, he's dealing with some injuries right now. He's fighting through some fatigue. Juancho obviously has helped us get off to the start that we're off to, with his shooting, with his rebounding, with his defense. So hopefully he can bounce back and get back to the level he was playing at earlier.
You guys have slipped a little bit on defense and 3-point defense over the last couple of weeks.
That's putting it nicely.
How much of what you're seeing is correctable?
I think a lot of it is. Yeah, to your point, we got off to such a great start defensively at such a high level, and it definitely has slipped in the wrong direction. But during this tough stretch, it's going to be hard to kind of clean up on the go because once again, 5 and 7 nights. But through film work, through walking through things on the court, I think that there's more than enough time to right their wrongs, make sure we're communicating, making sure we have proper discipline, and most importantly, by doing it for 48 minutes, not just a quarter here and a quarter there.
And how much do you think that the defense will stabilize once you get all your guys back and have semblance of rotations back to normal?
Yeah, I think that'll help. Obviously, hopefully Will is back within the next week and a half, whatever it may be. And now you're fully healthy as long as Gary's good to go. And now that also allows you not to overload guys. To get through the stretch that we got through was great and we won, but when you step back, you wonder if guys were redlining. If we were forcing guys to play 2 minutes just because we had so many bodies out. And so now you get healthy, you can monitor minutes, monitor loads a little bit better, make sure you're not overwhelming guys because it's not just about that game on a particular night, it's also about big picture length of the season, and hopefully for us, we can make the playoffs and play deep into the playoffs.
Coach, I want to see if I can slip in a Brandon Goodwin question, if I can get over my cold here for a second. What made you decide to bring him back, and how's he doing thus far?
Yeah, Brandon's been great for us. He's a terrific young man. His first stint with us, I think he came in and showed everybody that, one, he is a hard worker. He fits into the culture that we're trying to create in Denver. He's talented. He's not afraid. He's got tremendous confidence. And all of his teammates loved him, which is a good sign. We have a very connected locker room, and they embrace Brandon. So when we had a chance to bring somebody back as a third point guard, he was a natural fit because he knew us, we knew him. And every time I'm throwing him out there, whether it's the end of a game or in the second quarter against San Antonio, he's gone out and impacted the game in a positive manner.
Thank you.
How much of what you guys have been able to do in the first half has been just the maturation of this group? Or how much is still some carryover from motivation from the late last year? Is that something that spurred this group?
Oh, I think definitely. But if you miss the playoffs 2 years in a row by one game, you get so close. but at the end of the season last year, game 82, you lose in overtime to Minnesota. You don't want to put yourself in that same situation again. We are a young team, second youngest roster in the NBA. We've had a ton of injuries, but the motivation and the pain of losing and coming up short, I think, has motivated all of us. And that was the charge to all of our players and all of our coaches: come back better, come back improved. And we don't want to be in that same position again. We don't want to be in a win or go home in game 82. And our guys have done a tremendous job to this point, game 38, of using that to motivate them, and especially on the defensive end of the floor, which is where we've made the most improvement, and that has to continue.
Coach, building off of that, understanding that you stay in tunnel vision mode and don't get kind of too far ahead of yourself. The fact is, you have gone from a team that missed the playoffs to the top of a stacked Western Conference. Is that, the longer you keep that up, how much does the confidence and kind of the swagger inside the locker room grow with these guys?
Yeah, there's a belief, obviously, to be in the position that we're in after 38 games and to have to beaten some of the teams that we've beaten and the manner in which we've done so. I think that definitely brings confidence. But my job as a head coach is to make sure that we're not getting too confident and making sure I'm holding guys accountable. I'm teaching, I'm showing film, because the reality is we haven't done anything. We have a lot of basketball to be played, and the West is crazy. The schedule came out in August. I looked at our post-All-Star break schedule. It's murder. So we have to continue to find ways to win games and create a cushion, because down the stretch, there will not be an easy game down the schedule.
Thank you.